taking on our home team. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the
set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And it's a pretty good return here as they'll get this up to the 29. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL, their third-year quarterback.
And this is a game for grit, determination, and somehow finding a way not to panic. What a horrible start for them. I mean, they haven't won a game yet. So now, as a quarterback, you're not just talking to your team. You've got to demonstrate to them what they need to do to win. He's got to be the leader by how he plays.
From the 31, here's a 2nd and 8. They run it with James. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop it behind the line. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. Third down and 9. Operating from the gun, Parrish. Throw over the middle, he finds Williams. And he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
I love just about everything about him. Love his game, love his makeup, love his moxie. One of my favorite words. This guy's a competitor. Gritty, tough, you name it, he's got it. But he did throw an interception in last week's game. That contributed to a loss. And despite the fact he threw 3 touchdown passes, he's going to be out there redoubling his efforts and trying to play better.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards there, first down.
Watching that run takes me back to something a famous old coach once said. Any player he wants on his team, he wants him to be agile, mobile, and most definitely hostile.
On first down, Meadows. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
That's another Orlando first down. 1st and 10 at the 47.
Running game working, they'll stick with it on first down. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Number 2, out of bounds at the 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd.
They run the counter. Noble. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
At the 11-yard line.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been the running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes a defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes him susceptible to play-action passes as well.
And this one is incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on third down.
And that is incomplete. Fourth down after the New Orleans defense holds serve.
Smart move to throw that one away. You're in field goal range, so you definitely don't want to be loose with the ball. And that's great work by this defense to force a fourth down.
And his kick is right there. It's good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
Second and 13. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
It's a gain of 20. First down, Saints.
James will get this up to the 47 and brought down there. The numbers for James from last week: 18 carries, 86 yards, and a touchdown.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it through the air or maybe change up how you establish your run game.
That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Out of the gun now on third down. Tries the left side and finds Olave. And he gets this to the 48, but no further. Well short of the line to gain. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that's going to make it fourth down. So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. And this works out well as it'll kick out of bounds at the 11-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And he continues to be a nightmare for teams to defend in the red zone. You see the graphic. He's second in the NFL in terms of rushing touchdowns by a quarterback. He'll start on the ground here on first down. And he can only manage to get a couple. Second and 8 coming up.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up second.
They'll try a jet sweep here with Higgins. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for first. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Brings up third and 4.
They'll set up a throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
They'll run on first down. Meadows. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 41 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Well, remember, they had the nice gain on the previous play, but they just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that can spark a defense and swing some momentum.
Almost felt like a take that type of a play, didn't it, partner?
And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Intended for Emeka Egbuka. Incomplete.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
And they'll send out their punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Fielded at the 43. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The Saints with a football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. In motion left comes Williams. On the ground, it's James. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out because if you control the line of scrimmage.
Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4. Tell you what, he did not have much time there to get in the field before he was ducking and covering.
Did it appear to you, as it did to me, that the defensive front won their play really quickly? Meaning the guys in front of them had almost no chance to block him. They were on him in a hurry.
It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Right back to him on first down. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 31-yard line.
He finds his man, complete. That's Ramirez. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. He's going to try and take off with it. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
No gain.
2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 at the 43-yard line.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. A quick throw there is incomplete.
Intended for T. Higgins. Incomplete. Trevin Wallace there defensive.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And that'll kick and go out of bounds just outside the 15 at the 16-yard line. Now the Saints coming back out ready to go for this next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. And, Charles, you wonder about this defense coming in. I mean, look, it's no secret they're playing a team that's down on its luck right now. Losers of 5 straight. How does that change how you prepare for a game?
Well, to me, the first thought is you just get after them early, right? Take away any chance of them building any confidence. But the second thing is you prepare a little bit differently. You got to expect this team to take chances, go for it on 3rd and 4th downs, run a lot of trick plays, anything to try and break their losing streak. So you must stay alert and stay aware.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
Now he's looking just to add to his totals.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
They'll keep it on the ground. Meadows. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
3rd and 4.
Back to throw here. Able to find Higgins. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. The gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. On 1st down, Meadows. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. 67 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them. Providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. And they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Up the middle they go. Meadows. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
A gain of 2 on the play. Brings up 3rd and 4.
Now back to throw. Now he's going to step up and run. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll give him a new set of downs. They'll run on 1st down. Meadows. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. This is 2nd and 8.
At the 18-yard line.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he'll spot Higgins open left side. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds.
And in Orlando, 1st down.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And now can they reverse the trend on 3rd and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards. Back to throw. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. It's their quarterback. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead.
sometimes you hold your breath a bit when you see your quarterback diving for the end zone. You don't want him to land on a shoulder wrong or take a big shot. But he looks none the worse for wear here, and that winds up a touchdown.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The New Orleans offense set to take over. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
First down. First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
They'll look to throw here on first down. He finds his man complete. That's Lopez. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there.
First down. First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number one.
At the 40-yard line.
Back to throw again. Now he's going to step up and run. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave it with a third down.
It's a gain of 6.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
And he is going to have a Saints first down as he'll be marked down a yard or two past the marker following a gain of 6. Now the Saints will use their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Here's James. And they're knocking on the door now as a good run there. Going to take this to about the 10-yard line.
17 yards. And the Saints first down.
And now they come up and spike it to stop the clock. Here's second and 10. Back to throw. Parrish. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Saints are on the board here in the final seconds of the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played. And able to get this out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Week 6 is here, starting to get a little bit of a sense who the contenders are and who the pretenders are. Let's hop in. Our trip around the NFL starts now. In Philadelphia, the Eagles at home to take on the Falcons. And it's the lefty, Michael Penix. He's got a couple of touchdown passes in this first half, including this one. The Falcons with a 10-point lead, 17-7, your halftime score. From there, let's go to Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. Check in on the Titans as they host the Houston Texans. And this is Travion
the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. Remember, he called his own number on the touchdown run earlier, and that's something he's been able to do with some frequency this season, as you see here where he ranks among NFL quarterbacks.
And
he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, second down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Right side, there's Likely with it. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
That's good.
On first down, Meadows. He had to fight that time. Ran through one tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Now it's 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10. At the 40.
He'll drop to throw. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
He'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Ramirez. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll be 4th down.
Brandon, a good idea there on 3rd down. Run a little clear out and hope you can get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stop it well short.
They bring their punter out there now as he's on to kick it away. Yikes. Terrible kick headed straight for the sidelines. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd.
They'll keep it on the ground. James. And he'll fight for a couple as the tackle is made at about the 32. From the gun on 3rd down. Parrish. And that's caught inside the 30. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line.
That's good for the Saints. 1st down.
They'll run on 1st down. It's James. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. He finds his man, complete. It's long. They'll come up now 3rd and 9.
It's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 9.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. This one taken in by Olave. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains.
Saints, 1st down. 1st and goal at the 10-yard line.
A field goal helps, but a touchdown gets you the lead. That had to be the message transmitted in the huddle. And they delivered there as that throw is going to keep the drive alive. And even better than that, set him up for the 1st and goal.
And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. He'll try again. And he's not going too far. In fact, stopped dead in his tracks at the 3. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
It's now 3rd and goal.
Looking to throw. Parrish. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. They're able to hold him to 3 there, and that leads to a 4th and goal. They'll try and run for it. And he didn't get there. Knocked backwards to the 2-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Able to break the tackle, but then quickly brought down just outside of the 5. Now a 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
They'll keep it on the ground. Meadows. And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 of the 4. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. So they'll get nothing out of that play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. So they bring out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here, 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Off the bootleg. Parrish has his man. That's James. 2nd and 6.
Jordan James. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Now he'll try to run with this. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1? Back to throw. Parrish. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Saints 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
An 8-yard pickup. 1st down, New Orleans.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Off play action. Parrish. Now he'll tuck this and run. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
I do think it's fair to say they were caught off guard a little bit when we decided not to throw it on 1st down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the 1st down yardage. But it's only 2nd and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back live to Orlando. The Saints on 3rd down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. Parrish. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
And this one is right through. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. So with less than a minute gone by here in this 4th quarter, the field goal there gets this thing back to even.
And it's setting up for a fantastic finish, isn't it, partner? It's been a well-played game, a hard-hitting game. The fans are into it. The announcers are into it. This is going to be a great 4th quarter.
They'll take over.
This offense making its way back out, led by their running back. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And we essentially have a brand-new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this fourth quarter. They'll keep it on the ground. Meadows. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 88 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's second and a couple. Now a handoff up the middle. Meadows. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Up the middle they go. Meadows. And a missed tackle there as he pushes forward for a gain of 4.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old-school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's first and 10. They run the counter. Noble. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up second and 5.
At the Saints 25-yard line.
Now a handoff up the middle. Meadows. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, you're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this fourth quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. He's airing it out for Williams. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 22-yard line.
49-yard gain.
On first down, Irwin. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Up the middle they go. It's James. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. In need of a conversion on third down. They had a big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Operating from the gun. Parrish. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This will be a 34-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And in the fourth quarter, this game is tied. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
This offense and their running back headed back onto the field. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Jones.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want a drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants a drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
He'll try and do this himself. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. It's a gain of 8, and it'll wind up moving the chains.
At the 40-yard line.
They'll run on first down. Noble. And he stopped immediately there. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
They're going to look to throw. A short one there, caught by Likely. For the elements, the crowd, the situation, this is NFL football at its best. Here's 3rd down. They'll set up to throw. Oh, and a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. On first down, Meadows. And he's got room. They're trying to tiptoe the pylon, but they're going to say he stepped out at the 1-yard line.
Orlando, first down. First and goal at the 1-yard line.
Running game working. Will stick with it on first down. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. As his guys have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead now. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Saints offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes the right read seemingly every time. He's got his target. It's Olave. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Now a give right side. James. And some room to run now. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save the timeout. They'll keep it on the ground. It's James. No dice this go around. He's hit behind the line and taken down.
Behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11. At the 30.
He's back to throw. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
A big play here. Crowd on their feet. 3rd and 4. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
A gain of 11 on the play. And the Saints first down.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's James.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Gosh, given the time in the short game, would he have been better off just dropping that?
Yeah, when you look at the clock, you think so. But it's hard to get a receiver to drop a football. They're trained to catch everything.
And the crowd a major factor now. Here's 3rd down.
Back to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter.
This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as the kick's away here.
Look at the juke.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Orlando takes back over on offense. Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
And in Orlando, first down.
On first down, he'll drop to throw.
And that one complete once again to Higgins.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. They'll look to throw again. Open man is Higgins. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Over the middle, he finds Higgins.
This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
It's a gain of 9.
And they're able to spike it in time. And they are in range for a field goal that could win this football game. And his kick is good. Despite the rainstorm, a good snap, a good hold, and the kick went through. And this home crowd is in a frenzy as their guys have pulled it out of the end.
Well, you really can't ask for much more than what we just had here. Not only a close game that went down to the wire, Charles, but a clean one, too. No turnovers in this contest.
And I think you're exactly right about that. To me, this is just a pair of offenses trying to find the slightest bit of separation from each other. And they were both hoping that the other side would make the big mistake first. But today, neither side made that mistake. And what we got, a very entertaining game throughout.
So for Orlando, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, the downward spiral continues as they drop to 0-6 now.
And they'll try for a better outcome next week as they head to D.C. to take on the Washington Commanders.